Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. We've got some amazing news happening this morning. Now, President Donald Trump, his FBI, they raided an election center down in Fulton County, Georgia. It's all tied to the 2020 election, to Maduro, to Dominion, to China, Iran. But ladies and gentlemen, Trump says it's not over. He's got his sights set on other states already. Is it Arizona? Is it Michigan? Pennsylvania? Which one could it be? And I have a feeling we're going to get an answer before the end of this video. So make sure to watch to the very end, ladies and gentlemen. But for right now, smash that thumbs up, subscribe, leave me a comment. How is your day going? Because it's about to get a lot better. But really quickly, before I roll you the clips, today's sponsor, Verity Metals, gold, silver, platinum, to protect your finances, your wealth, IRA, 401k, retirement plans, and everything in between. Verity Metals has you covered. Why do I work with them? Well, number one, the owner and the founder, Matthew Geiger, is a personal good friend of mine whom I trust. Number two, this is not a huge call center. This is a small family-owned shop located in Glendale, Arizona. Three, with some of the most competitive premiums in the industry. Plus, you actually know what you're getting before you buy it. Ladies and gentlemen, call or text them today at 888-328-6105 or go to veritymetals.com. Tell them Vlad sent you. They'll take real good care of you. Links are down below in the description. Now, the first clip I want to play is this one. Trump did a sit down with NBC exclusive, and oh my goodness, he dropped an absolute bombshell. Listen to this.
But let me ask you this. If China or any of these countries are involved in our elections, that would bring her into it. And everybody knows that Russia, they talked about Russia, it turned out to be a hoax. It was Hunter Biden, it wasn't Russia. Look, we have to have honest elections.
Yeah.
There should be nothing wrong with the fact that they went in, got ballots from a while ago, and they're going to look at them. And now they're going to find out the true winner of that state. But let me ask you this.
So Trump said, we went in, we got the ballots, we're looking into them, and we're going to find out who really won Georgia. We're going to find out who the true winner is. Ladies and gentlemen, what happens if Trump can prove that our elections were hacked, that the Democrats worked with foreign nations to rig, steal, and cheat? It's going to be a bad day for them. Listen to John Solomon and what he has found out. Let's go.
We're told by Chris Wray and other officials after the 2020 election, we had a perfect election. There were no major foreign intrusions or foreign attempted intrusions in the 2020 election. I pretty quickly debunked that about a year later when I reported that Iran actually had hacked into a battleground state's registration system and downloaded more than 100,000 identities and was using them. Eventually, two guys got indicted in Manhattan. That's a really significant intrusion. That was not what Chris Wray told us. Then we learned from Kash Patel a couple of months ago that China was sending driver's licenses into the United States in 2020 in hopes that they could be used to create fake ballot registrations. That is a second really significant intrusion. Both of those run contrary to what Chris Wray and other Homeland Security officials gave us as statements during the time. I believe that the President of the United States is soon going to be briefed by Tulsi Gabbard and other intelligence officials based on my reporting about additional intrusions, significant large-scale intrusions into various forms of our election system. Now, I'm not talking about getting a machine and flipping the vote, but maybe getting enough of state voter databases that a foreign power could work with people on the ground in the United States to fill out fake registrations for people who are on dirty voter rolls. Those licenses that were sent into Chicago were going to be used to make absentee ballot applications, according to the FBI predicate. By the way, Chris Wray's FBI didn't look at that. They shut it down. If a foreign power was that far into the election databases of state systems that they could figure out what driver's licenses to send here, the next question becomes, who were they working with on the ground? Who was going to file those ballot requests? I think that's why Tulsi Gabbard was down in Georgia, why you might see her in Arizona, why the FBI will probably be in Arizona, and why the president's about to get a briefing. And all of
Arizona's next. If I was a betting man, and when it comes to the United States, I bet 100% on her. I bet on the United States, on the MAGA movement, on God taking care of this nation, I am betting that Arizona's next.
This new information could have a profound effect on the Save America Act, which is, all right, some people say it feels like we're doing an awful lot. There's not a real problem. These next revelations, if the president were to declassify them after he gets debriefed on them in the next few days, they could educate senators and House members and give them a greater inspiration to maybe go ahead and do the voter ID and the citizenship check. That is a big moment. Tulsi Gabbard and Kash Patel and Pam Bondi are driving this. It's been below the radar, but they're doing some really big stuff. Now the president's going to find out what it is. And then at that point, the opportunity comes to declassify it. Let's see what it is. There's one other element to this. If government officials lied to us after the 2020 election, there's still an opportunity in some of those cases to pursue criminal cases against them. We'll see where it all comes out. But that's what's going on in the background of the Save America Act debate right now.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we know that China sent in ballots to swing states leading up to 2020. We know that Iran used Dominion. They hacked into Dominion. That's not a secret. Here's where everything is, where the question is. Who on the ground worked with Iran, China, Venezuela, and other foreign nationals and foreign governments to rig and steal the 2020 election? Who here in the United States handed over voter rolls to China? Who here, so that China knew which ballots to print and where to send? Who on the ground worked with Dominion to allow access into Dominion so that Iran could flip votes? Who here on the ground was working really hard with communists? Who got paid by foreign nationals to flip the last, election? And here's where I think the buck will stop. Bill Maher. My gut tells me it's Bill Maher, Trump's former attorney general. He betrayed Trump. He betrayed the American people. We know that his dad was a real good friend with Epstein. We know that Bill Maher, when Trump had his administration arrest Epstein, Epstein was unalived himself in a prison cell. Bill Maher, I think, was behind that. And Bill Maher, I believe, worked with the Democrats, took a big bribe, and allowed the election to be rigged. That's what my gut tells me. I think Bill Maher is the key to this whole thing. And no one's talking about Bill Maher. I have no idea why no one is talking about this guy. I think he is the key to this whole thing. I don't know. Maybe other people are talking about him. Let me know down below in the comments. Is anyone saying that Billy Boy, Trump's former attorney general, that he betrayed Trump? Now, ladies and gentlemen, please do let me know what you guys think. God bless you. I love you. I'll see you on the next one.